Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Ads. I'm Joey.
And I'm Tim.
I want to take a moment here to thank our financial supporters, Patreon, and our PayPal supporters. Yes. Without the financial supporters, we wouldn't be able to do this show, right? They help us get the plant-based message out to the public. If you thought about becoming part of the team or helping out the show, that's how they can do it, right?
That's right.
Patreon and PayPal. We do have some specific content that only they get, unlisted YouTube videos that we send to Patreon and to PayPal members, so they get some private videos that we don't share on YouTube. We would like to thank our sponsor, EarthChimp. You already know, Tim, that all of their products are organic, right?
Yep.
And that they're filled with something you really like, which is what?
Probiotics.
Probiotics. I really don't care about probiotics, but it's a big deal to Tim.
You know, it helps with stomach digestion. Some people complain about bloating with other, on pea protein specifically. So that helps.
And I also like that it's all organic. Did you know, Tim, that for every package they sell, they help plant a tree using the Eden Reforest Project?
That's great.
Yeah.
And I think don't they do something else with?
They do. So for 10% of all of their packaging costs that they recoup, goes to cleaning up the oceans. So, I mean, how could you not like that? I mean, it is love at first sip.
But really, we love this product because it was oil-free.
Yes. Well,
and it had clean ingredients, right?
Besides all of that, right, the ingredients are really clean, right? Like, forget about all of that stuff, right? But it's the cleanest ingredients that you get. I mean, it is love at first sip. We're going to be using EarthChimp throughout the day today on different meals, so we'll show you how we incorporate that to have a complete high-protein day.
All right, moving on. We've got a blog channel.
Yeah, so you can check out the blog channel. Right now, I'm the only one that's on there because I have the time to do that. Tim's always, getting paged or whatever. But there's a link to the channel right here. I talk about from the beginning, the different videos, how I'm getting to where I am right now. Next Friday's video, when this comes out on Tuesday, the Friday after that is a huge video. It's the 30-day comparison from my two scans, and it shows you where the numbers dropped, where I lost the weight, where I gained, it shows you all of that, right?
So I think that next weekend I'm due for a scan, so we'll have a comparable, and we'll talk about that following week as well.
Yeah, because you saw it a little after that I did. Yeah, so check out the blog channel over there, Joey Troxel, and you'll get all that information. April has a new video too. She does a very low-fat version of the Mediterranean diet. So there's a link to her channel right here if you want to check that out. If you go over there, just tell her I said hello.
All right, we've had another great, successful week. I think you hit a milestone for weight loss, right?
I did. So remember that video I did, how I lost 20 pounds with the starch solution and Weight Watchers, like back in 2021, 2020. The video is like, I've lost 20 pounds on the starch solution, but I actually, in that video, I tell you, I lost 10 pounds on the starch solution and 10 pounds on Weight Watchers, right? And I am now at a new low weight. My weight, and I'm more muscular now, but my weight is less than it was on that video, and I'm at the lowest weight I've ever recorded since 2000. I track my weight every single day, and I've been tracking it since 2018.
That's great.
So every day, and so this week I'm at the lowest weight I've ever recorded. I mean, you can't tell really by looking at me, just because I'm a short, wide guy, right? It's really frustrating when you're short because everything's just wider, but we're definitely there and it's working.
You're getting there for sure.
So you may have noticed that, maybe you didn't, but I'm at a new low weight and I'm really excited about it.
I'm really excited for today's sharing of meals.
Yes, I think we have some goals, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What we want to accomplish.
Well, what do you think the first goal should be?
I think staying within our calorie count, right, of 1399.
1400. But I don't want 1400 calories from yes. So 1399 calorie count, right?
Yeah.
What about the second goal? So our first goal, staying under 1400 calories. What's our second goal?
Second goal, we need a level of protein.
Yeah.
That's 138, 140?
140 grams of protein is what we're shooting for at this point. Right now, that's my daily requirement. It'll go down at some point when I'm not cutting. But for now, with what I'm doing, 140 grams of protein. Did you know protein costs the body like 20% more calories to burn than burning anything else?
Yeah. I mean, it's not as efficient for sure. But
burning protein costs it a lot more calories. So you really help yourself to burn calories when you include more protein, right? So I think the third thing we want to do is to make sure we're satiated.
Yeah, I think since July, we've been really on that push, showing a full plate of food, so we're satiated.
Yeah.
We're not eating a pea.
Yeah, I don't want to have like some lettuce and be like, oh, that was so good, right? Like, I mean, a salad's great, but we want to be satiated,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think our goal is to make sure we're not, because people are like, 1,300 calories or 1,400 calories, you must be starving, eat something, man. That I don't want to be starving.
Right.
Otherwise, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to be satiated. We want the meals to be filling, right? And I think the last one is because all of our videos, we have the 3 meals and maybe a shake. I want dessert. We bought a new toy, right? And we're going to talk about it here that makes ice cream. And I can't wait to do this. And we have an amazing recipe for like 170 something calories. So I think if we work hard enough, we could work this where there's 200 calories left at the end. Don't you think?
Exactly. I think we've looked at maybe eliminating a banana in a smoothie
Yes.
or eliminating milk.
So I think that's a good explanation. You're going to see how, like, when we do some of these things later on, you could have added this, right? And we could have, but we're saving the calories from that to have ice cream for dessert.
We still have that ceiling, and using chronometer, we can track how many calories we have, how much energy we've expended.
Yeah.
So to make sure we're always in a deficit. But
Today, we're doing a full day of food.
Yes.
And we told you what the requirements are. I'm hungry. Should we get started
let's
with
get
breakfast?
started. Yes.
Let's go. All right, first up, it's our chocolate peanut butter high protein pancakes. With 371 calories and 31.2 grams of protein, it's an amazing way to start your day. We're going to start off here with a medium mixing bowl, and I'm tossing in 3/4 of a cup of oat flour. I just blended this in the Vitamix. Next, it's 1 tablespoon of ground flax meal. After that, it's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm adding protein powder to create a higher protein breakfast, but you can leave this part out. I'm using Earth Chimp Organic Vegan Protein Shake Mix chocolate because they're the best. Use my link below to save 10% on all orders and get free shipping if your order's over $45. So I'm adding 2 scoops of chocolate protein powder, and then I'm going to use my whisk and get all the dry ingredients mixed up here so it's a nice uniform color. It's going to be harder to do that when it's wet, so I'm doing that now. And a little cleaning up because you know how I am. I'm using this plant milk right here by Ripple because it's higher in protein. So I'm tossing in 1.5 cups of plant milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then I'm going to use my spoon here and just kind of pull it away from the sides and start mixing. There's a lot to mix, so you want to keep going till you get it all like a pancake consistency. Just keep working the side, just keep moving it around. And once you have it all combined, leave it alone for a while, maybe 15 minutes, and then you'll see the flax meal do its thing, and it'll start thickening up, and it'll become a really nice pancake batter. Here you can see it's ready. I'm also tossing in 30 semi-sweet chocolate chips from Costco. 30 chips is 1 serving, so I'm tossing that in. All right, maybe 45. And then I'm going to mix that up a little bit. I'm just going to fold that in. I don't want to overmix or anything. And there you go. You can see it's ready to pour. For the topping, I'm not going to put this in the pancakes, but for the topping, I'm using PB peanut butter powder. I'm using this instead of syrup because it's loaded with protein. So for a topping, it actually gives you some benefit. And I'm going to use 5 tablespoons of this. Then you have to add 5 tablespoons of water to reconstitute the peanut butter, but I'm adding more water to make it runny and more thin. So you're probably going to need to add about 6 tablespoons, maybe more. And then I'm going to grab my whisk and start mixing it together. You may have to add more water if you don't get the right consistency. But you can kind of see here, it's not watery, but it's a runny peanut butter, kind of a really liquidy peanut butter. And that's what I want. See that right there? How that's kind of pouring, but it's still thick. It's like a thick cream. That's what I want for my pancake toppings. We are ready to make it happen. So I'm using a non-stick skillet on medium heat, and I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of batter to create pancakes. I'm pouring them on the hot skillet, and you cook them just like regular pancakes. You can see here the edges are kind of pulling away, and there's little bubbles, just the way pancakes work. And I'm just going to flip it over, and there you go. The whole recipe makes 6 to 8 pancakes, so that's 2 servings. Tim and I are just going to split these, and we'll be ready to eat. Man, look how good those look. I am getting hungry just watching this. Yeah, baby. All right, so I'm just taking 3 of these pancakes and I'm pouring the peanut butter sauce right over it. This is your syrup right here, except it has a lot more benefits. Without this, you don't get all the protein. So you have to use all this peanut butter topping up. So split it between both people and use all of it. Now, this isn't part of the recipe, but Tim wanted to have some bananas on top of his, but it will add calories. And then just a few chocolate chips on top, just for the picture right here. And there you have it. Vanna Tim is showing you the finished product, a beautiful plate of chocolate peanut butter high protein pancakes. Breakfast is served. For lunch, we're having our high protein tofu scramble with field roast sausage. At 436 calories and 44 grams of protein, this is a great way to fill up at lunch. We're going to start off with a skillet, and what better way to get a meal started than with our Doll Strong 10-inch Avalon Series skillet. We love the 5-ply copper construction. There's a link below this video to get your Dalstrong products. I promise you, it's worth the investment. We're going to start with the skillet on low to medium heat, and we're going to add a little bit of water because we don't cook with oil. Once that water starts steaming a little bit, it's time to start cooking. We're going to saute 1 medium onion. Next, we're adding 1 medium or 200 grams of tomatoes. We're just going to use our wooden spoon here to move that around. I want to make sure it all cooks evenly. And just keep moving it around over 5 minutes. You want to get the onions to turn translucent, and you want the tomatoes to start breaking down here. So keep moving it around. If you have to add more water, then do that. Next, I'm using 1 sausage from a package of field roast apple and sage sausage. I absolutely love these things, and they add a lot of protein. If you're not interested in more protein, then leave out the sausage, because then you can leave out the processed part. I mean, tofu's processed also, but it's minimally processed. You can see here, this is the field roast apple and sage smoked sausage. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit, and once the sausage has a little time to get some heat to it, I'm gonna take a block of tofu and just start crumbling that in. This tofu has been drained and pressed. The tofu is very wet, so I'm just going to move it around and mix it in. You should not need any water after this point because the water will start coming out of the tofu. You're just going to have to keep after it and move it around every couple of minutes. You want all of it to start scorching and start cooking. Now it's time for my spices. I'm throwing in a half a teaspoon of turmeric right here, then a half a teaspoon of some paprika. And because I'm using turmeric, I need to use some black pepper, so I'm grinding in some fresh ground pepper here. And then I'm taking my wooden spoon and just moving this around to try and get it all incorporated. The turmeric actually gives a yellow color, which is really nice. And please don't comment about adding black salt to give it flavor. I hate that sulfur flavor. That's what I hated about eggs, and I know you can put it in, but I'm not using it. You do you, boo. Here I'm throwing in 30 grams or about a half a cup of nutritional yeast. And then again, I'm just kind of mixing it around to make sure it all gets incorporated. Keep after it. You don't want it to stick. You can see here that it is kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan. Not really sticking, but getting stuck, so I'm moving it around. After it's cooked for a little bit, you want to throw in 1 cup of plant milk. The plant milk just fluffs it up a little bit, and you want to mix that all around, give it like a little place to absorb here, and this will make everything just kind of more fluffier. You do want it to cook off a little bit, so at this point, you want to probably cook it for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. You'll see the texture when it's ready. And now it's finally time for the greens. I'm using 3 cups of baby spinach. This is supposed to be cut up, but we just kind of threw it in the way it is. It's fine because it'll wilt. Just mix it around, and the heat from the mixture will just kind of start wilting the spinach. Keep moving it around until all the spinach kind of gets covered so it could all wilt together. And here it is, all wilted. Turn off the heat and give it a taste. Let's see how this thing tastes. And holy smoke, it's a winner and ready to go. Time to start plating this up. Tim's got one of our beautiful, like, Italian looking plates here. And this recipe makes 2 servings. So he's got 1 serving right here. And he's using this fancy little herb knife to cut up, I'm guessing that's spinach, just to make it look nice on top. This was a gift from Mama Smith. Thank you so much if you're watching. And then a little ground pepper on top. And finally, a swirl of sriracha just for some color. I mean, it is YouTube. And that's a thumbs up from Tim. Voila. There you have it. A beautiful plate of high-protein tofu scramble with field roast sausage. These are huge plates, so this is a lot of food. You'll be struggling later on in the day to eat dinner after you've eaten this.
All right, it's the middle of the day, and even though we had that really filling, like, tofu scramble, we have to get our protein in for the day. So we have to kind of have this shake, right? So we're just gonna do a small shake here. We're doing 1 scoop of protein powder. We have our scale right here, and it measures everything for us, and I'll show you where we need this. For the water and the ice, I don't need a scale, so we're just gonna add the stuff in for the PB2, but for the banana, we will. So we'll start with the banana. Let's show them how this works.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna put the decanter on here. Notice it's 972 grams, and I'm gonna hit the T to tar this out. And what that does is it makes it 0 grams. So now it's 0. So now anything I add to this, right, that's going to be the measured grams. And I'm going to put in this banana right here. This is a frozen banana, and I need about 50 grams of banana. So I'm going to pop that in right here. All right, you can see the banana's 58 grams. And I feel like that's close enough, all right? So that's good right there. And now I know I have 58 grams of banana in here.
So we buy extra bananas when they're ripe. I cut them up and freeze them. And I cut them up before they're too sugary ripe, right? Just when they're just turning yellow. So instead of cutting a half a banana fresh, now I can just cut a half a frozen banana, and it goes in the freezer. So there's no waste, I guess. And maybe you already know this, but for those who don't, like,
Yeah, you can and take the peel off when you freeze them, so they have to be peeled in the whole bit. Yeah. All right, so in this recipe, we're gonna get some of our protein from peanut butter, all right? And we're using the PB Fit peanut butter from Costco. So
I guess they're two different companies.
It is. PB and PB Fit are two different companies. This one's PB Fit, and we're using 2 tablespoons. So that's 1 serving is 2 tablespoons. Perfect. Normally, I'll be honest with you, I like to mix it in the bowl and reconstitute first before I throw it in here, but I don't know that it tastes any different, so I'm not going to worry about it. So let's pop that over here. And then we're going to use 1 scoop of protein powder. Let's pop that in here. One of the cool things, I don't know if you know this, but you can buy the bag of protein powder with or without the scoop. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when you go to order it, you can do without scoop. Why do you want one without a scoop?
Well, if it's reusable, and then if they're already donating to cleanup of trash in the ocean, I mean, it fits right along with it.
Yeah, that's one less plastic scoop that they have to make, right? Yeah. So save the scoop and choose when you reorder it without scoop. That's one of the pro tips that we do.
I don't think we covered this, but in a link in our channel, we have a discount code.
Yes, so below this video, there's a link to how you can get your EarthChimp products. Their products are 10% off with our link, and if you order over $45, you also get free shipping, right? Perfect. So we just ordered 2 bags. We'll get the 1 large bag, and then that kills the shipping. And we go through this, so it doesn't matter. I hate paying for shipping. All right, let's blend this up and give it a taste.
That's great. All right, by the way, if you're wondering, this is the Beast Blender. I think it's on sale right now at Costco. You can get this on Amazon as well. There's a link in our bio.
Yeah, you can buy it. Well, we're not at Costco, but you can buy this on Amazon. There'll be a link below for this blender.
So we really like this portion size versus trying to figure out in the Vitamix where that is. I just overfill it with fruit most of the time, so this works well.
Yeah, the portion
to not do
great.
that. Yeah.
All right, let's give this a shot.
Twirl it on.
All right, looks like it's done, right?
Yes.
All right, let's get this going. Do you want to open that up?
Hey, Joey, I wanted to show you this. So often, Joey, at night, you've got work to do or classroom prep for the next day, right?
That's right.
So rather than have a disaster on your desk, we've got this system where it's a mason jar.
It is.
You go.
Go ahead. With these mason jars, we just buy these on Amazon. There'll be a link below. These caps, these hard plastic caps, and these straws. And you put the straw through the cap, and the straw has this little thing on it where you can't actually pull the straw out. So it's in there, and you can pop this on and screw it on, and then you have a nice kind of mason jar with the straw.
Yeah. So when I'm outside, this is perfect as well. Like if it falls over, it's not going to get, or bugs aren't going to fly in this at your desk or in the car. So that's why we thought we would show you this in case you had any challenges that way.
There's a link below with all of our Amazon products. Of course, we are affiliates, so if you click on the link, we do make a small commission, but there's no extra cost to you. So this meal comes in at 175 calories and 19 grams of protein. It's a good little supplement in our day to get the little bit of extra protein with you. Yep. All right, on to dinner. For dinner, we're making our Instant Pot garlic pasta. With 231 calories and 25 grams of protein, this pasta is a great way to get your protein requirements for dinner. We're starting with our Instant Pot because it's an Instant Pot meal, and I'm going to throw a little bit of water in there, about 2 tablespoons, because we don't saute with oil. Once that starts steaming, I'm going to add about 8 garlic cloves, all minced up. I'm going to use my wooden spoon, just kind of move that around, and I'm sauteing this for, 3 or 4 minutes. You're going to have to add water as you go to make sure it doesn't stick or burn, because it's the only thing in there. Once it's well sauteed, you can shut the heat off. That's my movement of hands to tell me to tell you guys when I'm editing to shut off the heat. And now I go pour in the rest of my ingredients. I'm tossing in 2 cups of vegetable broth. I just use Better Than Bouillon. 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, or I'm using Cocoa Aminos here. 1 teaspoon of ACV or apple cider vinegar. A half a teaspoon of maple syrup. And I'm gonna mix all that together and get it combined. That's the mixture right there. That's the love. For the pasta, I'm just using a high protein pasta. This is Pastabilities, and it's like 24 grams of protein per serving. It's an 8-ounce box, and each serving of pasta is always 2 ounces. So this dish makes 4 servings. I'm gonna toss that right in there. Now, in order for pasta to cook in the Instant Pot, the water has to be above the pasta. Normally we use noodles and they just lay flat in here. We break them in half and they lay flat. Since we used regular pasta, that didn't happen, so we had to add more water. If you're using noodles, break them in half, lay them in, and get them under the water. Don't add any more water, but we're gonna have to. You see here, I'm just putting enough water in just to cover the pasta. Otherwise, it won't cook in the Instant Pot. The last ingredient we're putting in is a whole tablespoon of sriracha or red chili sauce. We're using the Ninja Squirrel Sriracha here. Now we're gonna put the top on the Instant Pot, lock it in place,
and set this thing to manual high pressure for 5 minutes. Let's start cooking. Once the timer goes off, you can let the steam out right away. I like to put a rag over this so steam doesn't go shooting onto the ceiling. I know, it's not happening, but I do it anyway. Then once the little pin has dropped in the Instapot, that means it's safe to open. I'm gonna unlock and open this up. You can see here it's looking really good. The pasta is nice and soft and cooked. And there's still a lot of sauce left, but the pasta will absorb some of that sauce. That sauce is all of your flavor right there, so you don't want to dump it out. All right, so now I'm gonna load up my bowl with some pasta. I'm using this wooden pasta spoony thing. So I've got to kind of pull the bowl right up to the Instapot here. I'm going to lay all that out there to give me 1/4 of the pot of pasta, since this makes 4 servings. Next, I put on some sesame seeds to give it some color. And then Tim's adding some scallions on here. He's chopped those up and he's laying them on top. And now it's time for a taste. So let's see how this thing tastes. This is one of my favorite dishes. Look at that. You got that beautiful pasta and that kind of bronze-looking sauce. It's so amazing. And let's see what the verdict is. Oh, smoke, it's good. All right, an amazing dinner. This is one of our most popular recipes, and if you haven't made it yet, there's a great opportunity to jump in and give it a try. For dessert, we're doing our high-protein ice cream in our new Ninja Creami ice cream maker. It's 177 calories and 21 grams of protein. A great way to end the day. We'll be using Earth Shimp chocolate protein powder for this because it's the lowest calories and it's a clean mix. We're also using a Simply Delish instant chocolate pudding because it's very low in calories. And for the milk part of this ice cream, we're using our Ripple high protein plant milk. For the sweetener, we're just going to use monk fruit sweetener because we don't want to use sugar. We're starting off with 15 grams of protein powder. It's about 1 scoop, I guess. Then we're adding 15 grams of cacao or cocoa powder. Next is about 1.5 cups of plant milk. And then about 3 grams of that pudding mix, which is about a teaspoon. Then it's 15 grams of sweetener. And then Tim's using a milk frother to get it all mixed up. Why do 2 guys who don't drink coffee have a milk frother? Don't ask. Once that's all combined, the only thing left to do is put the little cover on the container here. And then it's time to take this over to the freezer, toss it in, make sure it's nice and straight, and leave it overnight till you're ready to use it. All right, let's show you what to do with that.
Okay, you just saw me make the liquid mixture, and I just want to quick point out, I'm using a Zule frother here. This came with a lifetime warranty, and that's why I chose it. It's a little bit more, but when I think of product that's $4.99, I'm thinking that's not going to last, or it's not going to be powerful enough. So that's why we went with this more expensive one, but again, just having that confidence is a little better. So there'll be a link for that, but if you're wondering why I chose something a little bit more money, it's because of that lifetime warranty. Okay, so exciting. So we just got this. Pretty easy to use, so I thought I would just quick show you. This blade comes out so you can get it washed. There's a little lever here. There's a little lever here to just push that, and that just drops in. Yep, just drop it in. You can do it from the other side, so all set to go. Here's our holder that goes in here. Now, these capsules, I bought additional sets, so I just kind of thought these were fun colors. They still have the fill line description, that sort of thing. So
these are additional decanters, additional little containers.
These are, and you saw that one decanter when I made the base, and that's exactly what these are for. So you can have these in reserve, or just like, okay, I'm just gonna do a bunch of these all at once, and I'll be set for the week. So that's what is happening. So I wanted to show you those. There's a link to buy that, which we love.
So if you're making more than one of these, right, you can have 3 or 4 ice creams in the freezer, right?
Exactly,
different flavors,
ready to go.
Yeah.
And since this is the deluxe size, it's like family size, if you will, you can get 2 different portions out of this. So, okay, so I put my canter in here with the mixture. Lid goes on, lock in place. This just slides in, and then you twirl it up and it locks. That's it. So I think there's a button right here to release that. So I thought I would just show you that. All right, so we've got our solid mixture in here. If you imagine a blade going on that, it's just gonna turn it into like powder, that type of thing. So we're gonna add a little bit of additional milk here, or liquid, to make it get that creaminess that we want that's near frozen, right?
So just a little bit of extra milk here, right? Just to kind of help. All right.
So you can see I've just kind of covered the top of it. I'm probably going to run this through maybe 2 or 3 cycles. Again, making it the creaminess that you want. After that, there's a toppings feature where if you wanted to add some chips or
some mix-ins. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Some cereal.
We have 200 calories, not 600. So yeah.
So we're gonna work with what we got here, right? Okay, I've turned the power on. It's asking me which cup size I want. Is it like half full or just the bottom part or the top part? I'm just gonna select full, and then we're gonna select this to a light ice cream. Okay, so it's a dial. And then I'm going to push the dial, start it up.
All right, so what's happening now?
Okay, we just did one pass. We're going to take this out and check for the moisture or creaminess content.
Usually you have to do it 2 or 3 times.
You have to do it 2 or 3 times. Okay, so you can see it's starting to get creamy, but we still have a dry center. So
almost looks like Dippin' Dots, but yeah.
So we're going to put a little bit more protein milk here. Okay, let's run this through another time.
So the first time you put light ice cream, right?
Correct.
So what are we doing this time?
All right, so we're gonna load this in. And now we're gonna see this button that says respin. Keeping the same settings, all that. So we're gonna select our container size, respin.
All right, so the respin went a lot quicker.
It does. It's only 2 minutes versus the 4 minutes. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. So this is looking really good. It's not quite to where I want it, so I'm gonna put a little bit more milk to make it creamy. Okay.
So you just kind of do this process a little bit here a few times, and that's what happens?
Exactly.
All right, and our experience has been like the 3rd time's the charm. So.
Yes.
And respin again?
Respin again. 2 minutes.
All right, so
we're
done with our 3rd time, and this should be it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now this looks completely different, right? Like, that looks like ice cream. Right?
It definitely is.
Let's take the canister out of the machine there. And so this is what you have. You have this canister right here with your covers if you need it, right? And let's take a spoonful of this and see what you get. Oh, man. Holy smoke. Oh, that is like soft serve ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's really nice about this is that maybe I just want 2 spoonfuls and I get a phone call. Okay, this can go right back into the freezer and you can start this process again tomorrow night or the next day, whatever you want. So
and then
nothing goes to waste.
Here's the other thing with this, right? This is a lot of ice cream. This is 1 serving. This is
1 serving.
Yeah, this is 177 calories plus a little bit of the extra milk you put in. You could use water for that, I guess, right? But there's 177 calories. And there's a lot of it here.
Talk about a nice little fix. This comes in less than like a pint of Halo. So this comes in less calories. You can customize it to just the way you want it. Add mix-ins. This is really good. I mean,
this is absolutely delicious.
Soft. It's soft.
Holy smoke! This is amazing. So ice cream.
Yeah, 177 calories.
Protein
right?
ice cream. Yeah.
Protein ice cream.
Holy smoke! So 177 calories.
Nice.
And 21 grams of protein, somewhere around there, right? Oh.
Yeah, you don't even notice, and this is a fun way to have this, right? So
these spoons are cool. Where'd you get this?
Okay, so these containers came with 4 spoons. 2 were gold, 2 silver. Not that we needed new silver, but this is kind of fun, right?
They say stainless steel in the back. So it's nice that these containers come with their own little ice cream spoons.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
This is the family size Ninja Creami. So Tim got the biggest one. I don't know why. But, well, because when your mom comes over and Mike and then my sister, like, we all love ice cream.
Absolutely.
So,
and just that these can be stored, it's not going to waste, like, why not? And it gave you more, I think, customizations, like if you had a half or full, or you wanted to do just mix-ins on the bottom part, you can do that as well.
So yeah, that brings up another. There's a mix-ins setting where you drill a little hole, you dig a little hole out, right, and then you throw in your mix-ins like your M&Ms or your toppings or any of that stuff, and it mixes it. It doesn't blend it. It just kind of mixes it. It folds them together, right?
Yeah. So again, this is the big version. I believe this is the 501 series.
Yeah.
Then the 301 is one that's smaller. just as powerful though. So I think we'll have those 2 links just if you wanted to quick go on Amazon and see what that looked like or their capability. But I love this.
This is absolutely delicious. This is like my new favorite toy. I can't wait to like make recipes with
Yeah,
this.
so I'm sure some of you will be rolling your eyes a little bit, but just know that whenever I have new tools, Joey usually can't believe it, but then ends up approving it in the end, right?
Well, this was actually one that I wanted. I sent this to you going, we need this.
But the Beast
And I never
Blender,
knew that.
now we can't imagine not having it.
No.
This is going to be great for desserts. I don't know. I just love it.
All right, while we're eating this, I've got my little notes here. So let's talk about our day here. So for calories, all of this, and we had ice cream, 1,391 calories. That's fantastic. We're under 1,400 calories with ice cream. And with all this, did we hit our 140 grams of protein? 140.1.
Nice.
We hit 140 grams of protein. Are we satiated? Oh yeah, I've had a lot to eat today, right? And our 4th goal was to leave room for dessert, which we did that.
Yeah, we had 4 goals for today.
And so, you know, one of the things, okay, so there were a lot of comments on the last video.
But what?
And just people talking about, hey, I love what you're doing. I need to do this, but I don't need 140 grams of protein. No problem. Leave out the protein powder on this, right? Then it's not protein ice cream, it's just regular ice cream. Don't have that protein shake we had, between meals. Leave that out. You won't need it. Now you're 20 grams less of protein, right?
Yeah. So 2 scoops, use 1 scoop. Right. Or using the protein milk. There's different ways you can modify or handle this.
Yeah, you'll notice the pancakes, the peanut butter topping is because of the protein. If you don't want the protein from the peanut butter topping, right, leave it out, use syrup, right? So you can modify all of this to work for you.
Absolutely.
This was an amazing day of food, and it was all possible because we did it with Earth Chimp, which is love at first sip in February for us, baby. Which thank you, Earth Chimp, for sponsoring this video. All right, that's our video for today. Hit that like button, show us some love, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. Leave a comment below. What did you think of all of this food? Are you like horrified that we had ice cream? Are you like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna do this? Or you're like, I don't know about those guys. I'm not sure yet, right? I don't know. All right.
I think this will make a guest appearance again.
I love that thing. So there'll be a link below to get that. Let me know if you're already doing that. I know there's a lot of YouTube recipes out there for these things, and we're gonna jump all over it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take care.